Vande Guru Parampara. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me move into my topic, Lakshanas of Sama Doshas and Sama Dushas. Introduction. First, as we all know, the Pariksha or Adhura Pariksha or examination of the patient is the most important part for diagnosis of a disease and also treatment. The main important features to be analyzed are Dosham, Dushyam, Balam, Kalam, Analam, Kariti, Vaya, Sattvam, Satmam and Ahara. Among these factors, Dosha and Dushya are the most important. Let us look into the concept of Sama. Acharya Vagbhata has given a great description for Sama. Amena Tera Sambrita, Dosha, Dushya, Dushida, Sama Ityupadishyante, Eche Roga Sabudbhava. All the doshas and dushyas which come in contact with ama can be called as sama, and the diseases caused by them are also considered as sama. Now, what is sama? Ishadamyade Pachade Dhyama. Any factor or anything which undergoes only an incomplete paga or incomplete transformation can be considered as sama. In samavastha of any dosha or any dhatu, we can observe the symptoms of or the lakshanas of ama like Shrodha, Balabhramsha, Gaurava, etc. Now let us look into the topic of Sama dosha. First, Sama Vayu. In this, we can see the symptoms of both Vriddha Vayu and also the symptoms of Ama. And these include Vibandham, Agni Madhyam, Chandra, Andhra Pujanam, Vedana, etc. And the most important feature of Sama Vada is that all the symptoms aggravate on the application of Sniktha Prayoga. And as we all know, Sniktha is a guna which is opposite to the Rukshatva of Vada. And we all expect that when Sniktha guna is applied, Vada, the symptoms caused by Vada should alleviate. But in case of Sama Vada, all the symptoms aggravate. For example, in case of Amavada, there is severe pain, edema, swelling and all, and all these symptoms aggravate when Sniktha Prayoga is done. And to alleviate this, we have to do Ruksha, Ushna Prayoga like Valuga Sveda. Now about Nirama Vayu. Nirama means when the Amatva is removed from the Vada by Pajana Dravyas, then the Nirama Avastha of Vada is observed. And these, we can see that these Lakshanas are of the normal gunas of Vayu like Vishadam, Ruksham, Nirvibandham, Alpavedanam, and all the symptoms is alleviated by the use of Sniktha Dravyas. In case of Amavada, when the Amatva is removed by Valuga Sveta as said earlier, the remaining symptoms of Vayu can be cured by Sniktha Prayoga. Now let us move into Samapitta. The symptoms of Samapitta are Durgandham. Instead of the normal Visragandha of Pitta, we can feel Durgandha. Then Harida Varna, Amla Rasa, Sniktha, Kana and Gurutva, and various symptoms like Amliga, Kandahara, Daha, etc. These symptoms can be observed in Paitiga, Jwara and other diseases like Visarpa. The Niramata of Pitta. When the Amata is removed from Pitta, we can see the normal symptoms of Pitta like Ushnata. Ushnata is the normal guna of Pitta, and Kadarasam, Asthiram, Vigandha, etc. And due to the normal functions of Pitta, there is increase of appetite, strength occurs. Samatha of Kapha. Kapha and Ama are having almost similar qualities. So when both Ama and Kapha come together, the Pichilatva is increased very much. So we get features like Avilatvam, Tandulam, Styanam, and there is severe adherence of Kapha and the Kandadesha. Also it becomes Durgandha, and it prevents the Sama Kapha prevents the Pitta and causing Agni Mandya and also Udgara by obstructing the normal Gati of Udana Vayu. Nirama Kapha. All the normal gunas of Kapha can be seen here, like Feratvam, Pinditam, that is having a homogeneous constituency, and then Pantuta, normal pallor of Kapha. Then the Durgandha is removed, and it does not stick to the oral cavity, and it causes Vakrashuddhi. Now let us move into the Sama Dushyas. As Dr. Madhu had said earlier, the symptoms of Sama Dushyas, we consider the Pradoshaja Vyadhis of the Dushyas and also Dhadugata 12 Lakshanas. Jwara itself is a condition of ama. When Jwara affects the dhadus, it can be considered as Sama Avastha of dhadus. First, Sama Rasa dhatu. The features of Sama Rasa dhatu are all about Gaurava and dullness. The person becomes dull both physically and mentally, having symptoms like Ashraddha, Aruji, Asya Vairasyam, Arsatnada, Prillasam, Gauravam, Tandra, Pandutvam, Shrodoroda, Klaivyam, Krishangada, etc. And now Krishangada is very important because Rasa is the dhatu which gives nourishment to the entire body. It gives poshana. So when Rasa dhatu becomes Sama, the poshana, body does not get enough poshana and cause Krishangada. In Lakshana of Rasa dhatu with the Jwara. These include Gurutvam, Hridayotklesham, Sadanam, Charti, Arojagam, Sadam, etc. Samavastha of Rakta dhatu. Mostly all the Lakshanas of Sama Rakta dhatu include various skin manifestations like Neeliga, Vyenga, Pushta, Visarpa, Pidaga, etc. Next. Then Rakta dhatu kada Jwara Lakshana. These include Raktanishtivanam or hemoptysis, then Daham, Moham, Vipramam, Pralabam, Pidaga, Trishna, etc. Samavastha of Mamsa dhatu. As we all know, the Pradosha Lakshanas of Mamsa are Adhimamsam, Arbudam, Keelam, Galashaluga, Galashundiga, Hudimamsam, Araji, Gandamala, Adijihuga, etc. Next. Mamsa dhatu Jwara Lakshanas include Pindigodveshtanam, Trishna, Srishtamudra Purishada, Ushma, Antardaham, Glani, etc. Samavastha of Medha dhatu. These Lakshanas, as you know, Prameha, Acharya Charaka has explained the Purvarupas of Prameha as the Sama Lakshana of Medha dhatu. Prameha is a disease caused by Dushti of Medha dhatu. So the Lakshanas like Svedam, Ankagantham, Shithilatvam, Shayyasana, Swapna, Sukha, Shangaha, etc. are observed. Also, Upadeha of Hrid, Jihva, Netra, Khanangada, excessive growth of Kesha and Nakha, Garapada Daha, and when we take the urine, there is attraction of ants towards the urine. Medha dhatu kada Jwara Lakshana. Adhisvedam, Trishna, Murcha, Pralaba, Daurganthyam, Arojaga, Glani, etc. Then the Lakshana of Samavastha dhatu. Ati asti Adidandam, Danda asti Pedam, Danda asti Shulam, Vivarnada of Kesha, Nagas, Mashra, etc. are the symptoms of Asti Pradosha. And Asti dhatu kada Jwara Lakshana. And Asti Bedam, Pujanam, Shwasam, Virejanam, Charti, etc. Now let's move into Sama Majja dhatu. These Lakshanas are Parvarim, Pramam, Murcha, Tamo Darshanam, and the development of carbuncle in the joints. Majja dhatu kada Jwara Lakshana. These are Tamapraveshanam, Hikka, Kasam, Shwaityam, Vamanam, Antardaham, Marmachedam, Mahashwasam. Now Samavastha of Shukra dhatu. When Shukra gets affected by Ama, the person develops Klaivya and Daharshana, and even the progeny develops Klaivya, Virubhatva, etc. And sometimes it becomes difficult to get conceived and even spontaneous abortion occurs. According to Madhav Nidhana, when we talk about Shukra dhatu kada Jwara, Marana is explained. Because as we all know, Shukra dhatu is considered to be present in all over the body. So this Jwara Lakshana is characterized by Marana and Shebas Taptada and Shukra Moksha. Let's move into Sama Malas. When we consider Sama Mutra, the symptoms can be correlated with the Lakshanas of Mutra Bhasrododushti, that is Adhisrushtam, Adhibattam, Pragruvidam, Alpa-alpam, Abhishnam va Bahalam Mutrayandam. That is obstruction or increased flow, excessive or reduced quantity, increased or decreased frequency. Now Sama Purisha Lakshana. Acharya Sushruta has given definition for Sama Purisha. It is Samsrishtam, that is when the Purisha is put in water, it sinks down. The same can be seen in Ama Disara, that is the Purisha when while testing, when you put the Purisha in water, it sinks down and causes Durgandha, Shula, etc. Now Samavastha of Sweda. Sweda is the mala of Medha dhatu. So the Sama Lakshanas of Medhas can also be considered as a Sama Lakshana of Sweda. And also the Prameha Purvarupas, there is Adhisveda, etc. This as Sama Lakshana of Sweta. Yes. We can also consider the Lakshanas of Sweta has Sroto Dushti. That is Asvedanam, that is decreased sweating, increased sweating, roughness of the body, and excessive Slakshnata, Angasya Paridaham, Lomahasha, and let me conclude. The Sama Lakshanas are very important because the Sama Avastha of doshas really affect the Nidana, Samprapti, Sadhya Sadhita, Upashya, Anupashaya, and even the treatment principle of a disease. So, when we consider a disease, first we have to check whether there is Sama Avastha in the disease, and if we feel that Sama Avastha is present, first we should aim at removing the Ama by Pajana Dravyas and then only treat the disease, Dosha Avastha. Thank you.
So let us start. As you know, Ayurveda, a holistic science. From the word itself, it's clear that Ayurveda is holistic because it does not consider the affected part only, but the whole body, and it makes it different from other sciences. Next, it has got 8 parts. As you know, Kaya, Bala, Griha, Urdhvanga, Shalya, Danshra, Jala, Vishnu. Next, we have our own fundamental principles, and one of the basic principles is Ama, because Ama helps to decide the treatment plan. It helps to understand the avastha of the disease, and it helps in dosha, aushadha, nirupana. So, in this section, let us have a brief class on the topic Ama in Ashtanga. But first of all, let me say that within my limitation, let me try my best level to have something concepts about these topics. That's all. One is Ama Swarupa. As you know, Ama can be correlated with these 3 forms. Annarasa. Already we have seen Annarasa, that is incomplete digestion, incomplete transformation of the rasa, the dhabus. It results in the rasa dushti, which can be correlated with Ama, Annarasa, the form of Ama. Next is Mala Sanchaya. From the word itself, it is clear that Mala, that is vitiated doshas. So accumulation of the vitiated doshas. This was meant by Mala Sanchaya. Prathama dosha dushti. So let us take an example. Suppose a patient who is having disturbed sleep for 1 or 2 nights. It is clear that the Vata dosha is vitiated. Most probably by the repeated habit, he will be getting what? A Vata disease. So when he approaches a doctor, the doctor will find that okay, it is a Vata which is vitiated first, and these are the primary reasons for the vitiation, and this can also be correlated with Ama, that is Prathama dosha dushti. Lakshanas, no need of any further descriptions. Already we have finished a session on the topic Lakshanas of Ama. But just remember that Ama has got its own Lakshana. Ama again has its own signs and symptoms when it is considered on the all body. Again for the easiness of our treatment. For a key for the doctors, we have Ama, its Lakshanas correlated with the doshas and dushyas, malas, etc. Next is, we are entering for topic, that is Ama in Kaya Chikitsa. So from the definition, it is very clear that Kaya is the Andaragni Chikitsa. Very simply, we can say that Kaya Chikitsa is a treatment for the maintenance of the Jadaragni in the right proportion. That is to keep the Jadaragni in its right order. If there is impairment of the Jadaragni, there is some problem, there is manifestation, there is a cause for the manifestation of disease in the body. So, here Ama, whenever there is Ama in the body, it is sure that there is Agnimama. In other words, we can say that impairment of the Jadaragni. So, in Kaya Chikitsa, the approachment towards Ama, or we use the concept of Ama in such a way that Ama dosha Chikitsa, Nirama dosha Chikitsa. When a patient approaches the doctor will look for whether there is Ama or if it is free from Ama. So, this approach, in this basis, we apply the treatment. For example, in Jara, as you know, in Jara, the stages are also classified on the basis of the Ama. Pakajara, Amala. The treatment based on that condition. The protocol is different in the 2 conditions. Again, Adhisara. Here, the disease itself is divided as Ama Adhisara, Pakku Adhisara on the basis of Ama. Next, Bala Chikitsa. Kaumara Pratim Nama, Kumara Varana, Tatrachena, Dosha, Samshvanakam, Yadana, Ubasvanakam. So here, let me first of all say that what all treatment procedures, what all drugs, what we are using in the Kaya Chikitsa is again repeated in the Kaumara Vidya Ksheera, Ksheera Anna. Since Ksheera, so what is the role of Amma in this particular three categories? So first of all, Ksheera. As you know, in Ksheera, the origin of Amma is from the mother. So whenever there is a Visheshan of the Lesa, which is being the mother, there will be Visheshan of the Stanya. So the same thing will be creating Amma in the baby, as the baby is giving milk, this milk from the mother. So this is what the origin of Amma in a Ksheera. So the doctor, he was taking into consideration this particular idea and want to apply the treatment to the mother. The next one is Ksheera Anna. This is also taken into consideration because this group is the most vigilant group. Why? Because there are two sources of eating. One is through the breast milk and another is through the other food items. And this is the first stage in our all life where we are coming into contact with a new type of food items. So the Agni is Vishama. So what happens is that there is high chance for the attack of Amma. So the doctor should be vigilant of these two conditions. And there are two sources. The next is Anna. Of course, Anna is very clear. Just like in adult, Ahara, Vihara, these are the reasons for the occurrence of Amma. But just be aware of the dosage when you give it for a child. That's all. Next. Next is Griha Chikitsa. Already I mentioned that Ayurveda is a holistic science. It means that we can summarize like that. There is a interlinked relationship between both mind and body. So look here, in the classification as per Ayurveda Rasayana, Sharira Manasika. It is very clear that how much we have taken to consider the relation between mind and the body in our Shastra. So here, Amma in Griha Chikitsa. I would like to say that, just take two examples. Suppose we are taking the food item. It is very tasty, very nicely prepared, but my mental factors are being affected. I am eating the food with the suppose Yusha, Desha, Krodha, all these factors are being disturbing me. So definitely it will cause Amma, certain Vishujiga, ulcer. So it is not mind to body. The root is not mind to body. The next piece, consider. I am very happy to take food with my friends, but the food is uncooked, contaminated. So what will happen? Normally we create Amma, results in Unmada or Avasmara or Samatana. So here the root is not body to the mind. That means they are interlinked. Here lies the idea of Amma in Griha Chikitsa. Then again, as you know, the Amma dosha. Amma is having very similarities with the properties of Kapha. So if there is a Amma in the body, definitely I can say that our doshas are predominant. Again I can say that the Tamo gunas of Manasa is predominant. So this also to be taken into consideration. Next. Urdhvam. As it's very, to be very precise, we can say that just like in any other Shastra, whenever a patient approach, the doctor should take into consider whether the body is Nama or Nilama, all these things should be assessed. But to be specific, in Chaladikamla we can say that when some localized treatments are applied, just like Megajulusan acid, such localized treatments are being applied, almost with the support of Jetrakni, you must also consider into Sthanika dosha asta. Whether the Sthanika dosha is it Amma or Nidama. For example, in Navavinasam, nothing is not allowed. Again, in Nekajulasa, elevated product is not allowed if there is Amma. These all things can be taken into consider, and here lies Amma and Urdhvam. Next, Shalidandra. The same thing. As you know, Shalidandra, simply can be say that from the definition, getting rid of the foreign particles which get entered into the body. There is a treatment of that. Okay then, in Shalidandra, of course, when medicines are prescribed, doctor should consider it is a Sama or Nirama. Again, specifically to Shalidandra, I think we can also see that Amma in Shalidandra helps you keep the idea about how to determine the stage of disease. Agadandra, it is the treatment of acute infections. But also we can say that in Doshi Visha, Virata, Pinya Visha. As you know, what is Doshi Visha? Little bit intake of poisons. Again, Virata, incorrigible food items. Again. The next one, Pinya Visha. Suppose there is a Visha investigation and the doctor removed the Visha investigation. But if there by chance, if there is any something remains of this particular Visha, it gets moved to some these and produces the pains, swellings, etc. So it can be concluded as Pinya Visha. In these three cases, what happens is that the Visha can be compared
consider different levels of pariksha according to our classes. The first one is the pramanas, that is pratyaksha, anumana, aprodesha and yukti. And the other one is the roga pariksha, that is done by nidana panchaya, and the other one is the yogi pariksha, that can be done by darshana, sparshana and prashna. When we consider about the ama, in all disease there is a presence of ama according to our classes. Yoga sarve abhimante atma. So all the diseases have all the diseases are caused due to mandakina, and the mandakina is the root cause of ama. So we can consider ama in different stages. These are discussed above, so I am not discussing about this. And when we consider about the clinical features of ama, we can assess the ama clinically. We can assess the Koshtagata ama clinically. But we cannot assess the Shakagata ama clinically. We can assess the Shakagata ama only by doing Upashaya and Alupashaya Chikitsa as said by Dr. Madhusar. So I am considering the Koshtagata, how to clinically assess the Koshtagata ama. Only the clinical application I am studying. I am not going to tell about the laboratory parameters for assessing the ama. I am only telling about the clinical parameters. When we consider about the ama, we can summarize the clinical features of ama according to the lakshanas of ama, that is Srogarogam, Balabramsham, Gauram, Anandamudada, etc. And also by considering the diseases like Jwara, Gulma, Udara, Adisara and Grahini, etc. in which the ama is more evident. We can tell the clinical features like this: Andhra Pujanam, Aruji, Uddara Pudida, Vishtambam, Malabandam, Koshta Ruja, Atmanam, Avipagam, Adopam, Anaham, Shiroru, Apatti, Alasyam, Balabramsham. These are some clinical features of ama we have to consider when we are doing clinical practice. In our day-to-day clinical practice, patients will come across our clinic and we have to assess the level of ama in our patients. So we have to assess the level of ama through these clinical features in our patients. Now I am trying to put forward a criteria to assess the level of ama by assessing these lakshanas. We can classify these criteria into two different types, that is major criteria and minor criteria. It is said by Dr. Madhusar. And the major criteria includes Koshtanulomata, appetite, general strength, associated pain, burning sensation and heaviness, and swelling. And the minor criteria includes temperature, sputum, vomitus, stool, urine and tongue. And the prime criteria includes the Upashaya. So we can assess the Vadanulomata of the patient by asking some questions to the patient. That are, is there any kind of increased bowel sounds in your abdomen? That means Andhra Pujanam. Do you have a feeling of tastelessness? That is Aruji. Do you suffering from excessive belching? That is Uddara Purida. Do you feel difficulty in passing stool? Malabandham. Do you have any kind of pain in your abdomen? Koshta Ruja. And do you feel fullness of abdomen? Atmana. Do you have a feel of incomplete digestion? Apatti. Do you have a distension of abdomen? Anaham. And do you feel hardness of bowel? Adopam. And do you have a headache? That is Shiroru. And we can assess the appetite of the patient by asking some questions. When will you take the breakfast? How much food you take? The amount of food taken has a very much role in assessing ama. That is the amount, high amount of food taken has a chance to ama is more in the case of heavy intake of food. And the type of food, that is if we take heavy food, there is also a chance when the food is not properly digested, then this Lakshana will be there in patient. Do you wake up at night due to hunger? And do you have a habit of taking food without hunger? That when we take food without hunger, then that is the Adyashana and it is a root cause of ama. And which rasa you consume more? The importance of rasa is some rasas like pitta rasa have a property of ama pajana. So when we assess the general strength of the patient, in the ama lakshana there is a bala bharshan. So we have to assess why the patient have bala bharshan. So we have to ask some questions like, do you feel any tiredness while doing regular works? How long can you walk without palpitation? Are you doing regular exercise? Can you lift heavy weight without difficulty? Do you feel difficulty while climbing steps? How much hours you sleep daily? Bala can be assessed by Vayama Shakti. So here importance to the exercise is given. And we can also assess the associated pain, burning sensation and heaviness. Pain in the case of Vata, burning sensation in the case of Pitta and heaviness in the case of Kapha. We can assess do you have any pain? We can ask the patient, and also we can assess if it is generalized or localized and the aggravating factors of that pain, that is if it is aggravated in morning, midday or night, or if it is aggravated on work. And coming across to the swelling, in some diseases like nephrotic syndrome, where ama formation and Srodharoda is evident, there will be swelling or edema in our body. We can assess the swelling in our body by darshana pramana and also by palpation, that is sparshana also. We can palpate the edema and consider if it is pitting or not pitting and the location of the swelling also. And we have the lakshanas in lakshanas of ama there are mandoshmata and shidangada, so we can feel the coolness or warmness of the body of the patient. We can also assess the sputum. In the lakshana of ama there is said that nishtiva. So we have to assess the sputum also. So we have to assess the extent of ama in sputum by considering the thickness of the sputum and the sticky nature of the sputum. And also the vomitus can also be assessed by the thickness and sticky nature and the feeling of taste during the production in the mouth. And when we think about the stool have a very much importance in the ama because we all are practicing and we ask about the bowel to the patients. So we have to assess the stool, if it is regular or not, and if it is hard. And also when Acharya said about the Sama Adhisara Lakshana, he said that the Apsu Majjanata of Mala and the Daugandhya of Mala are the Lakshanas of Ama Adhisara. So we have to assess the where there is any bad smell to the stool and if it is sink in the water. When we think about the urine, we have to from the lakshanas of ama jwara and amavada, that is prabhuda avila mutrada is the lakshana of ama in the urine. So we have to ask about the frequency of urination and also the turbidity and any color changes of the urine. And also in the case of tongue, we have to assess the coating of the tongue and the taste predominant in the mouth. These are some subjective